Holly Cotton here, and I am super excited to be joined by country music artist Brei Carter. And you guys, I love my music. So,
Find that fighter inside. Well, I'm stronger
okay. I'm not gonna mess it up, Brei. I'm not gonna mess it up. Oh, so I'm super excited to have Brei on the show today, and that is one of my favorite songs. I have it on my playlist. I love it. So, welcome, Brei.
Thank you so much for having me, Holly. It's good to be here with you.
Okay, great. So first, let me just tell you guys, because we need you to put some respect on Miss Carter's name. So Brei is not just your average country music artist. Brei has a bachelor's degree in business from University of Louisiana Monroe. She also has a master's in international relations from Webster University. And hold on, not don't stop there. She also has a doctorate of theology, and she is also a proud veteran of the U.S. Army. So Brei, first of all, love your resume. And I love women that are doing big things because you could have gone any direction with all of those letters behind your name. So kudos to you. Thank you for, inspiring women, doing all this great stuff with the country music, bringing people in. I love that impact that you have. So, of course, my first question is, I'm gonna need your life story and how you ventured off into becoming a country music star.
Okay, you know what? You got all day? You ready? You got all day?
I'm ready. Let's roll.
Well, I'm from Louisiana, like yourself. So I grew up, honestly, not just listening to Zydeco, blues, soul, gospel, and what have you. I also grew up listening to country music, and I've always had a love for it. Just the stories. My mom said when I was a little girl, I lived in cowgirl boots. That's all I wanted to do. And as a result, as an adult, now as a woman, I have probably over 100 pairs of cowgirl boots. Just a little known fact about me. But I've just always loved it. And I remember being younger, I said if I could do anything, despite all of the education, it was to be a country music artist. And here I am today, back in 2014 when my biological father passed away. It just really hit me hard that life is just so precious. So you just got to go for it and just do what you want to do and just give it all without any regrets. And that kind of led me on the path to where I am today, in country music.
So I do have a question because again, Brei and I talked before before the episode, before we started recording, and I was like, I'm a Southerner, also Louisiana girl. You guys know if you watch my show, you know I'm always about Louisiana. But, from the South, we take religion very seriously. So it wasn't a surprise when I was reading, especially listening to some of your songs, because your lyrics are very insightful and spiritual, and you can definitely pick up that vibe and that energy in there. So, how did you decide to go into theology as what you wanted to do past that master's degree? Because that's kind of unique.
For sure. Well, I tell people, I say I'm a God lover. I don't try to put my religion or my relationship with God on anyone else, but I don't shy away from it. I just grew up in the church, just having strong faith. And in anything that I do, faith, Christ has always been a part of it. And I was just led on the path of doing that. So even in my music, I hope to inspire other people, encourage other people, and at the end of the day, just for them to have faith in no matter what they're doing and believing in themselves. So that's how theology kind of came a part of it, and just part of my ministry and part of the story that God gave me to share with the world.
Okay. And like I said, if you listen to the lyrics in some of her songs, even though you may not be on a pulpit, you can definitely pull some of that out from your songs with the lyrics. You may not be preaching as like you said, your ministry is using that in those lyrics and things like that. So I definitely picked up on it, and also just the positivity and the energy from it. So I love what you're doing. Now, I always get to like this impasse where I'm like, I don't want to always say, this is a black woman doing this. This is a black woman doing, here we are. This is, the first in this, or you're doing this. But I'll have to say, Brei, it's kind of unique to have a black country music artist, so I don't want to just keep saying that's it, but it is Black History Month, so I'm going to let it be this time. And I also think that you are paving the way or exposing things and allowing us to share your story. There might be some little girl right now that's got country boot you know, cowboy boots on right now, that's like, I could never be a country star, and then they see you and she's like, oh my gosh, she's beautiful and she's singing country and she looks just like me. It's the representation. So can you kind of explain to us maybe some of the challenges that you've experienced being not just a woman, but a Black woman going into this country genre?
Okay, no, definitely for sure. But I'll first start out by saying that, the path that I'm on, I hope other little Black girls or brown girls that look and they think, hey, I can do it too, because that's what it's for. And, growing up back in Louisiana, my grandmother used to just always say, baby, no matter what you do, you've always got to be and do your best, no matter what obstacles come your way, because there have been obstacles, because we've known for so long, although country music has originated, back in Africa and the Black community and what have you, the blues, the gospel. On the flip side of the coin, unfortunately, it is male dominated, male white dominated. But at the same time, we can't say, hey, although it's dominated by them, it should deter me from doing this. You gotta go for it. And regardless of obstacles come to all of us, and color tends to be one of them sometimes, but you can't let that be the thing that holds you back or stops you, because the unfortunate thing is that sometimes so many people, they look for you to, so to speak, play the race card, or to think, hey, I can't do it, or she can't do it, or she's trying to use this. No, the only thing I can do is be true to myself, go out there and be the best I can be, give it my all. And at the end of the day, just me giving my all, I know things will happen how they're supposed to, and I'll touch the masses eventually.
You know what? I knew I could pick up on your energy. I knew all them cute selfies, that it's more behind that. I love it. I love it. And that's a great point that you said too, because I actually had another country music artist who came on a few months ago and shared his story, and that's exactly what he did. He gave us a whole history lesson. Like, I didn't even know all of the stuff that he was saying, just as far as like the slaves and bluegrass and all of this stuff, and he was just giving us a whole history lesson about it. And I was like, that is so crazy how this actually was something that came, like you said, from Africa, and it's so diluted now that now to hear someone Black doing a country song, you're like, what's wrong with them? Why are they doing country? Why they didn't pick R&B? So it's almost like, I'm glad that you guys are highlighting it, and you're like, hey, you know what, we're gonna own this again too. So anyway, I digress.
Right. It's something, what, Holly, you just said, people saying, well, why not R&B? Why not this? Why not that? And I've been asked that question. It's like, why not country? Why not country? It's who I am. I have to be true to who I am. Whoever doesn't like me being in country music, that's an issue or problem they have to deal with. I have to be true to me and what my calling is. So country chose me. It was a part of my lifestyle. You're from Louisiana, being out in the field playing, just everything about it, having a garden, growing farms and horses and all of these things. It's true to who we are and our roots. And it's just telling stories about it. Even today, I drive a pickup truck. I drive a Jeep too, but I drive a pickup truck, and I'm most comfortable probably in my truck. I like fancy cars too, but I love my pickup truck, and that's just who I am.
Oh yeah, no, I got highway on my series. On my series, I'm going downtown today to Black History event, and I'm listening to my country music. I'm like, so I love that. I love that. And now, also, what I wanted to say now, not just talking about you being a Black artist, but I want to talk about you being a woman, because I think as a woman and me having a voice in this platform, I like to talk about empowered women, women that are doing things to inspire other people. So just as a woman, not race, not anything else, what are some of the things that you've experienced in this country field, like unequal pay, maybe not as many events? Like, are there anything that you're finding as a woman that may just want to be doing country that you're struggling with now?
I think that
with?
no, that's a great question. I think one of the things is, unfortunately, everything so long lately has been the bro country and what have you. And country, has nothing to do with Black or white, but it is heavily male dominated. So I think now the women of country, women as a whole, women are coming more on the forefront, and they're getting more visibility. And as a result, more visibility, more fans, more pay, more opportunities are coming there. So I think it's just taking time, but just still continuing to stay on the path of, as a woman, I think it's opening doors in itself. You just can't give up, although it is a male dominated industry.
Well, Bree, that's the world. And I'm trying to change it because I'm like, y'all had y'all time. That's it.
Right.
We coming to take back what was ours. But anyway, I'm gonna save that for Feminist Awareness Month. So Bree, I always love whenever people find their passion and they actually are like, oh, wow, now I have my passion and I'm living it. So tell us about the very first time you heard one of your songs being played and you were like, OMG. That's me. It was something I had a passion for, and now I'm doing it and I can hear. So tell us about the first song that you heard and where you were you driving, and how you felt when you heard yourself like on the radio.
It was my song Gave Him a Girl, and I was actually on my way to a radio station, and I heard it when I kind of got into the town. I probably had another 20 minutes to drive to get there, and I heard it, and it was just like, oh my God, it's me. So I was just so ecstatic, because it seems like whenever I listen to music, whenever I'm doing music, and especially my own music, the world kind of comes to a standstill, a halt, and it seems like for some reason everything is going to be all right. But I was just so ecstatic, and I'm like, this is what I'm supposed to do. So no matter the bad days that I've had doing this, sometimes, when the opportunities aren't there, or you have a little vocal fry, you're tired, or you're being pulled in different directions, and it seems like your phone isn't ringing, or you're not getting things in the mail, and you're not getting booked for certain things, and you tend to sometimes maybe get discouraged. But it's moments like that you say, hey, you know what, I'm doing this for the right reasons. You just got to keep at it. So it doesn't matter at the end of the day how many no's you get, you got to keep going for that yes. And I was just elated. I was just so thankful to God. I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. I'm on the right path, because time in life is so precious. Tomorrow's not promised to any of us. We want to make the most of all of it that we have, that we're given every day. I say it's a gift. Every breath that we have in our body, it's a gift. So with the gift of life that we're giving, what are you doing with it? Are you living it to the fullest? Are you having an impact on others? And just hearing the music and knowing that the message in my song, other people could relate, even if it wasn't their story, or if it was their story, to make a difference in their life. And that, it's a feeling that it's almost indescribable, but it is a wonderful feeling, if that makes sense.
No, definitely. I love it. That's why they have a word called surreal, because it's like, wow, it was surreal. Because it's like, how do you describe this? I don't know. It was like, it was real, but it was like I was watching it, but it really wasn't me. So I know exactly what you're saying. Now, on that tangent that you were going on in that direction, I want to piggyback on that. When was the first time someone recognized you or said your name, and how did that make you feel? Like, oh my God, this is you. You're the Brei Carter. Like, what was that? What happened with that?
Oh my goodness. So last year I was in LA, and I was in a store, like this candle store, metaphysical store, with a friend. And we were talking, and this guy was kind of looking. And mind you, California, being from Louisiana / Nashville. And the guy was just like, I think I know you. What do you do? And then I shared with him. He was like, I knew it was you. Oh my goodness. My mom loves you. We listen to you all the time. And I'm like, I mean, I was flabbergasted. My jaws dropped. I'm like, oh my goodness. It was a great feeling, because you don't know. I mean, I'm still climbing that ladder. I still have a long way to go, and I'm ready for the race. But to be in LA and someone say, hey, you know what? My mom knows who you are. Your music's great. We listen to you. And I'm like, you don't. It's like, wait a minute. So then he pulls it up. So obviously, when people say Brei Carter, sometimes they don't spell it correctly. But for him to know and to go right up and pull it up. So he knew. So that really made me feel good.
Yeah. He's like, this is your album cover. This is it right here. I love that. I know. I'm just like, just Google me. Like, just whatever. Just go ahead. We're fancy now. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. You guys, she's so humble. I love it. Because you're verified, you're all over. Because I Googled you and you come up on a ton of different things. So, and it was so funny that you mentioned that question because I had actually screenshot the question about why didn't you go into R&B. Now I can't ask it, Bree. You already answered it. Shoot. But yeah, I guess everyone asked the same question. So I screenshot it also to ask about that. Now, looking back on this journey, because like you said, you kind of had an indirect way of getting to this point in life. You did this, the degrees, the different angles, what you wanted to do. So looking back on life today with Brei Carter, what is one thing that you wish you could have done differently?
So looking back, um, there's probably a couple of things. One is related family wise. Unfortunately, my parents divorced when I was younger. So it was really hard for me. And my song Stronger Than That, it kind of talks about that when my parents separated and what have you, and growing up living in a small town. And as a result, it caused a strained relationship with me and my father for so long. So one thing I wish I could have, I could go back and show maybe a little bit more compassion and maybe a little bit more understanding. As an adult, I see things differently, and I realize sometimes, unfortunately, people fall out of love, and they go different ways and what have you. And just being able to accept that a lot earlier, although it was painful, just kind of maybe having that closer relationship with him versus closing the door and shutting him out. That's one thing I would say. The other thing would be is starting music a lot sooner instead of waiting, so long and going a roundabout way to bring me to where I am, just starting a lot earlier. But on the flip side, things have a funny way of working themselves out. And I truly believe the path that the journey that I've had to get to this point is what I was supposed to do, because it's those life experiences that I've had that allow me to be able to tell my story and to tell other people's story. So things happened how they were supposed to, even if I would have wanted to change things, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
it's like that catch-22, Brie. It's almost like, when they kept telling us we get older and wiser, we were like, nah, whatever. But
Right.
now we are older and wiser, and now I'm like, man, I can't believe I wasted so much time worrying about small things, or I can't believe I invested in this when I should have done this, or, so I guess that's the wisdom that they talk about. The only bad thing is they don't talk about how much time is wasted. Getting that. And I really appreciate your honesty and transparency about talking about your upbringing and your parents. I always say that, I have a great dad that was really involved in my life and did everything. However, my kids do not have that. And it makes me sad for them because, it's kind of like you said, with your story, Stronger Than That, and the you guys have to listen to the lyrics. And Brie, I don't want to misquote it, but it was something like he walked out when you were 6 years old or something like that. And so, I appreciate that you do have that soft part of you as well, where you are telling your own story. Because sometimes when you hear country songs, some of them, it's the tear in my beer. You don't know, did they make this up, or is their life really this sad?
Actually, yes. So sometimes it's your story, but sometimes it could be a friend or someone else's story. It's a story that someone can relate to. So sometimes someone's singing about being high all the time or cheating or whatever in their truck. Sometimes that is their life. And sometimes it's not that your life's sad because you're getting high. It's that feeling, I guess, of euphoria, utopia. They like that feeling. So I don't know. It floats their boat, so to speak.
I don't know, but I like the song. I'm singing it anytime it comes on highway. But what I was trying to get to with the point about the transparency is I think that definitely adds to your marketability as well, because you do seem like you are approachable, you do seem genuine, and by sharing those stories, I think that makes you more personable, and I think that is also a contributor to your success, because I think when people feel like they can relate to those things and they can relate to small things or things going on, like I said, I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I see how that is. And the fact that you're so open and talking about it, I think it really adds to your character. So keep doing that, Bree. Love
Oh,
that.
well, thank you.
Okay, so what about stages? Do you do concerts and things like that, or do you have plans to do any of those things where you're like actually doing tours and on stage and performing in front of the live audiences?
That is a great question. If you guys want to book me for a tour, I can open up. I can be the feature. Hey, call me up. Definitely, I would love to tour someday. But for now, I've been performing primarily in the Illinois area and also Nashville, Tennessee area. So last year, I was able to perform at the CMA Festival, which was amazing. It was so different from being going from being a fan to being an artist behind the scenes. Actually, you just got to see it from different views and what have you. And I'd much rather be on the side of being the artist performing. It was just surreal. It was just a great feeling. And then I had a chance to play at the Opry, the Grand Ole Opry. It was their, I think it was their 97th birthday this past year. So I got a chance to grace one of the stages outside the main stage. So it's all of those. I don't discount humble beginnings or any, whether it's a crowd of one or a crowd of 100,000. It's all the same to me. It means the same. So because I'm there for a purpose, and to me, whether if it's one or 100,000, they're all there to see me to do a job, and I want to make sure that I can fulfill my responsibilities and give them what they've come for.
Do you play an instrument too, or do you just sing?
Well, I'm learning to play the guitar. It's been a long road. Growing up, I played the violin as a child, and I traded that in. I wish I could go. That's one thing I wish I could go back. I kept that violin. I traded it in for the clarinet. So I played the clarinet, bass clarinet in band, and then I also played the piano a little bit. But now I'm trying to teach myself the guitar, in which I know my chords, and I'm kind of working with it. So it's a work in progress. So someday, yes, you will see me actually on stage strumming and playing my guitar, singing.
I tried to learn how to play the guitar because my mom's boyfriend growing up, they would be outside with the bonfire, and he would be playing, and then they were like, my fingers, Bree, I don't know why, but my fingertips are very delicate.
They're delicate. Yep. You got to get those calluses, girl.
I was just about to say.
Get the calluses. You got to build up to it. It's not going to happen overnight. You just got to work through that pain.
I was just, Bree, you read I was literally about to say, so I know you're going to have calluses on your fingers.
I will take the calluses for that feeling and knowing how to play it. I'll take them any day.
So what is on a everyday look for Bree? Like, do you dress in cowboy boots and in cowboy attire every day? I know like on your Instagram you have a big mix, so that's why I'm asking. Like, what's your normal attire? Like, if I see you out and about, or what you gonna look like?
I'm probably gonna have on jeans. I'm probably gonna have on jeans or a sundress. If it's warm, I'm gonna have a sundress on. But I'm probably 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna have my cowgirl boots on. One way or another, I'm gonna have those boots on. Even when I was doing being in the medical industry, sometimes I'd have on scrubs and I'd have on my cowgirl boots. So it's just a signature. It's who I am. I got a chance to go to the CMA Awards. I didn't go this past year, but the year before, I wore my cowgirl boots. So it's a staple. It's who I am. So
yes. So if you guys run into someone that looks like Bree in Los Angeles and you're wondering if it's her, look at their shoes. If she has cowboy boots on, 9 out of 10, it's Brei Carter.
Yes.
Love it. I love
it. And a baseball cap, probably.
It's the mix, Bree. It's a cute face, the baseball cap, and in the boots. Like, that's it. Yes. You got to be stapled. Okay, so tell us about any of the projects that you're working on right now, and also how people can find you, support you, all of that good stuff.
Definitely. So it's Brei Carter, BreiCarter. Last year, I released my self-entitled album called Brand New Country. It's a full mix, and I guarantee you it's something on there for everyone. It has about 16 tracks on it. You can find me across all the platforms at Brei Carter, just like my name. That's my name. That's what I go by. Follow me, stream me, like me, love me, download my music on YouTube, comment. send me messages. I'll do my best to respond to you and interact and engage with you. And, keep praying for me and look for me on the main stages someday. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to continue to put in the work for it to happen.
Oh.
And then coming up in the next month or so, probably the next 6 to 8 weeks, I have a song coming out. I did another remake of, the late great Mr. Al Green did it, but initially it was the late great Mr. Ray Price. It's a song called "For the Good Times." It was written by Chris Christopher,
something like that.
Mm-hmm. Chris Christopherson. Thank you. It's a tongue twister. Long story short, I remade the song as well, but I remade the song as the original for the Good Times in the country version. And then I have another song called "Straight Up Country Crazy," and it's a boot kicking. Yeah, it's gonna have you moving. It's gonna have you going.
Now, Brei, you know what? I thought I knew music. I did not know "For the Good Times" was a remix. I thought that was Al Green's song. "For the Good Times."
Yes.
Al got me fooled. I thought that was his song.
Ray Price. He's the original. It was his song initially.
You know what? I'm glad you got me straight. Here I am.
Chris Christopherson.
They say you learn something new every day. So,
see?
All right. So, Brei, I know that in anyone that's an expert or a professional, they always kind of have this one thing that was like really monumental for them. Like maybe if it was a surgeon, it was a case that really made them feel a certain way. Or if it was a cementer, maybe it was a project that they cemented. So when you think Brei Carter and all of the songs that you've ever done, what is the one song that you feel like you put your heart in? Every time you listen to that song, it's like, this is my song. This is the song I want to be remembered for. It speaks to you. What is that one song that is Brei Carter?
You know what? There's more than one song that's that Brei Carter song.
Brei, no, Jeopardy. One song.
I would say that one song, I would honestly have to say it's stronger than that, because it is the song that no matter what I'm dealing with, and I'm having those rough days, because we all have them, it kind of lifts me up. It lifts up my spirit. And it's kind of an anthem. It just reminds me that no matter what, and I even say it, no matter what I've been through or what I'm going through, I'm so much stronger than my situation or the obstacles, the challenges that I face. So it would be honestly stronger than that. It just, no matter what, I can listen to it anytime.
Me too. Hold on. I love that song too, Brei. I'm telling you, that's your song. I love it.
Yes, Grace in a Hurricane. Grace in a Hurricane.
That's what I said. That's why I said, I was like, she got a little Jesus in her, because that sounds like something. That sounds like something the pastor would say to motivate us to keep pushing in life. So I love that. I love that. Okay, any final advice, any final words, anyone that's listening to this, like you said, any young Black girls that are coming up, anyone that's looking for you, they got their boots on, even if it's just a regular girl, whoever it is, do you have any advice, last final words for us about Brei Carter?
Brei Carter just wants to leave you guys with the fact that, hey, just believe in yourself. You can do it. You can overcome. I don't care. The world can tell you no. Just look in the mirror, tell yourself yes, and go for it. And all things are possible to those that believe. But you have to believe in yourself, because when you believe in yourself, then the world will fully open up to you and for you.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so you guys, just to reiterate for you guys who were not listening when Brei dropped her website, it is BreiCarter.com, and you can find her on all her social media handles. She is verified. Make sure you don't pick up one of those spammer accounts. She has a blue check by her on Instagram, so she is verified. So make sure you reach out to her. And thank you so much, Brei, for sharing your story. I'm ready to take on the world. I'm about to listen to Stronger Than That tonight. Love it. That's Brei Carter, you guys.